Good morning. Welcome back to the homestead. Well, last time you saw me, I was switching cottages, and I drug everything out of that cottage and most of everything out of that cottage, and I'm going to switch them. One of the things about this kitchen cottage, or what is going to be the storage room temporarily, is that it has a shelf at the very top. One of the things about this kitchen is it does not. And so we're going to want to take care of that and put a shelf up. It's going to be a real hot day today. I think Lee told me it was going to be like 98 today. And then with this humidity, it makes it much worse. And so we might be better off just getting the big floodlights and working at nighttime than during the day. So it's going to be a slow process because in the heat, moving all the stuff and working in the direct sun, it causes us to move slower and also have to sit down more often and drink more water. So anyway, that's how our day is going to go. I'm really hoping to finish this task of switching things, because what I'd like to do is once things are switched out and the storage unit is moved over here, then that kitchen can start getting put more organized. It's not been organized the whole time we've been there. As you saw, I pulled out lots of boxes that are just things that have nothing to do with the kitchen per se, but we didn't know where to put it, and that's the best place to store it. And I will store it there again until we're ready to use that stuff. And each time we finish a building and each time we move a step forward, we're able to use more and more of that stuff that I've got stored up. And so I'm going to try to keep it all separate. It was all mixed up and we had to dig for stuff. So all the stuff that doesn't really apply to the cottage, but it applies to somewhere else on the property, I'm going to keep that all nice and piled together. All the other stuff, the kitchen stuff, it's not out and accessible, but we have the stuff in the RV. Eventually that stuff will be all accessible. There's no food kept in that cottage. We didn't want to do that because of ants or whatever, but eventually it will be a working semi-kitchen. Like, for example, the dehydrator will be in there, the bread maker will be in there, our little freezer will be in there. But we don't have electricity in there right now, so all of those appliances, though they may be stored in there, they won't be workable. And the reason for that, keeping them in there and trying to make an area where we can make bread in there or do various different things in there, is because there's no room in that RV to have all these big appliances. But at the same time, I don't want to get rid of all those appliances because I enjoy them. And so we just needed to find a spot that they can go. And so we're going to have nice countertops in there and lovely storage. Right now we have shelves, metal shelves, and put things in metal shelves. But I have found some really cute, like, chain racks that come down and hold pots and pans. That'll be super fun to set that up. Because remember, I mentioned that we're going to have a deck right out there near the pond, and it's going to be a big surrounding deck, and it's going to be what we call an outdoor kitchen. Lee will put his barbecues, the grills. We've got one of those outdoor stove tops that we'll build into a lovely countertop and be able to cook out there and really be able to do things that we cannot do inside the RV. And eventually, in time, and apparently a lot of time, because it takes us forever to do these things, but we will have like a whole working property, and we won't be just living out of an RV. And so I'm just talking. I hope you're enjoying my talking, because I got to stop now and get back to work. I just shouldn't say back to work because I haven't started working, so I guess I should start working. Come along. We still have these two big shelves in here, and they only fit in the peak. And so, yeah, that way it's not in the way. Okay, that corner unit fits beautifully in the hobby room. So when we move the studio into one of those other type of cottages, it will fit really nicely in the studio. Okay, as you could see just a few minutes ago on the video, I was removing cardboard from the pile. What I did last night was I put cardboard all over the tops of things, so when the dew came down or up or however dew gets here, it wouldn't ruin the things that were down there, just in case. And all that cardboard that we do have laying around, I had it in the walls to kind of keep it cooler in there, and I think it does help. It was not attractive, but you know, we never got around to sheetrocking it, which eventually we're going to do for all our buildings. But the only one we actually sheetrocked the sides of the buildings was the one we were going to call the studio, because if we record in there, we wanted to have nice walls. And since we're switching that out for the music room, it's just as good that it has sheetrock to kind of isolate the sound coming from there. But the wallpaper that I put up in that one room, it's starting to curl, because if you remember, it's just stick-on kind, and a lot started to peel, and we came in here with wallpaper glue and glued it back. Well, we only glued what was loose. Now it's curling again, which means we're gonna have to go back in there and re-glue. Now the next time I wallpaper, which I will because I have 2 other wallpapers to do 2 other cottages, what I'm going to do is use the wallpaper glue right off the bat and not worry about the self-sticking, because in this heat, with the temperatures changing and everything else, the humidity, it's not sticking. So we'll definitely use the wall glue right off, the wallpaper glue right off the bat. Anyway, I'm standing in the shade. There's a lovely little breeze, and I guess I've talked long enough, so I better get back to work. I finally got everything off those shelves. They were just sitting there individually, sitting there, because it was easier just to come and grab stuff than it was to unbox stuff. So I had it sitting out, and then I had to rebox it to put it out there. That took a lot, and it is super hot. It's 96 degrees plus, and so anyway, that's beside the point. The point is I finally got it done. I got these shelves in the way that go over there, so I'm going to pull the shelves out, and then I'm going to sweep this whole thing, and then I'm going to go over there and start bringing stuff. Did I say this was going to be done in 2 days? You can really tell how uneven this ground is when you start rolling buckets on it. I am so tired I can't even think of the names. Dolly. When you're doing the dolly, because you can feel the ground do this. And so I'm going to just put these in there, and then I'm going to take a break. As you can see, there's still so much that has to go inside there. Okay, I've been moving boxes this direction, and it just dawned on me. I said I didn't want to block the windows, but the other cottage where the Christmas was stored was not stored in front of the windows because they are flipped. The windows are on this side in this building, but the windows are on this side in the other building. So what I need to do is I need to take all of this stuff and move it over here and push Christmas this direction. And I know it's a little bit more time involved in doing that, but I think it will be better because I can stack it up much higher and tighter. Also, my shoulder's starting to hurt really bad. This one right here. Mosquitoes are coming out. Also, there's some big grasshoppers. I'm telling you, they're like this big. Last year we didn't see gigantic ones. These are gigantic grasshoppers, and I don't know why they're so big this year. Also, the cicadas have come out, and you're starting to hear them probably on the camera, but they're starting to wake up and come out of the ground. We don't have as many trees this year as we did last year, because last year they were everywhere up in the trees, and I can hear them, but they're not like echoing really loud where I am, because we thinned the trees down, which is a good thing, because oh my gosh, they're going to get loud, really loud. So okay, let's move to the next one. And when I say next one, I mean next cottage. The next biggest pile to get is this pile, and this is home decor, lamps, lampshades, pictures, knickknacks, that kind of stuff. Look how big that guy is. I'm thinking I waited too late to put the granulars around this area, and I didn't even get them up there. I think we're gonna have to buy some more, and I think we're gonna have to really douse this area, because this is our area, and that sucker is big, really big, and gives me the EBGBs. Well, it's a lot cooler, although I'm still sweating. But what I didn't anticipate was the pain. My back's hurting really bad. Okay, the battery died when I was showing you my back. I don't know if you even saw or heard, but I said my back hurt. And so battery died, so I went and got me some Advil. I sat down for a bit and text Lee. He made it back to the city just fine. And there's still so much to put in there, and at some point I'll just start shoving it, but I'm trying to get it perfect so there's a lot of room, and so it's organized, so when we need something we know exactly where to find it. And things like household stuff that's going to go in the family room, well, the family room's the last building to get built, so that's all going to the back. And then I still have that pile over there that's got the sound equipment as well as the outdoor games and things. I doubt I'll be playing tennis anytime soon, but it's got all that good stuff, and we're just storing that inside too. We were going to get some tubs. Some of it is in tubs already, stored in the garage. That's the best place to store that stuff, is in the garage, but you know, it got buried in that storage unit. We never got it out to the garage, and now we can't get it into the garage because there's just no room right now. We'd have to reorganize the garage, and we've already reorganized the garage last summer. And so it's a lot of moving stuff, you know. It's moving this from here to there, from here to there, but a lot has happened in last year and since the last time I did this cottage, and we need some of that stuff out of there. And also in what was being stored in there was some of the kitchen stuff. Like I saw a box with plates and bowls and that kind of stuff. And so I'm setting that aside. Also things like my cake decorating, I'm setting that aside for the kitchen. Not that I'm going to decorate any cakes anytime soon, but at least it'll be out of the storage and into that kitchen where it belongs. It'll be in boxes for a while because we have to organize that kitchen, but it is what it is. And so I have rested, my feet are throbbing, my back is feeling a little bit better, and I got a lot to do. So let's get busy. So many of these boxes are crushed. 2 years packed, actually over 2 years because we packed in April. So they weren't supposed to be in there that long. Lesson learned. It's getting too dark to see. The light up there just popped on. It's getting awful dark. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to keep working, but you're not going to be able to see anything. So, God bless y'all. Thanks for watching. We do appreciate it. Even when we do silly stuff like this, moving stuff back and forth. But for tonight, I can't keep that light on, so I'm going to sign off. God bless y'all. Be sure to like, share, press the notification bell, and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow on the homestead. Bye-bye now.